And we're off.
All
Nice.
right, let's do this.
Let's fucking do this. So DB small advantage there in the prologue, but just a couple of seconds. It might be due to stream delay.
I think it's stream delay because it's like less than a second difference.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
makes sense. So yeah, the runners will be performing the openly prologue strats they can, trying to keep the cross for the extra MP. And the first preset of this tournament finals will be Nimble. Would you like to explain it to us here, SD? What is Nimble all about?
sure thing. So basically, Nimble is like the cruising mode of Soten, where you start with Bat, Gravity Boots, and Leapstone. So you have like 75% of all the movement options from the get-go. That makes for really quick seeds. Complexity is either 5 or 6. I don't remember exactly.
Minimum.
But yeah, again, it's very easy to skip steps in complexity given the right seed.
Yeah, Solo Wolf as the first relic, not really a part of complexity here since the both players started with a transformation already. And Solo Bat has probably the most fast and flexible movement option in the game, which is the Wing Smash spell. Swarm decided to skip, but DB grabbed it. It can come in handy if they don't find Mist until late in the game, so they can use that to better maneuver the castle.
Okay, so they both skip death, like no problem. It's really easy in this preset, so yeah, didn't expect less.
DB going for some early item checks. Interesting.
I'm not sure. Oh my god, he's skipping Alchemilab.
Oh my
what
god.
a madman. What a madman.
That's insane.
I mean, I'd like to point out Swarm's name entry name. It wasn't Namble, so Nimble Gamble. So I'm expecting like a lot of weird stuff happening this seed.
Yeah, for sure. This, by the way, for anyone in chat that doesn't know, this was DB's pick. So DB banned Warlock, if I'm not mistaken, and then Swarm banned Lycan and Guided OG, and DB picked Nimble. So
okay, so I'm sorry, but DB's gamble might be already paying off because he just found Gold Ring at Spirit Orb.
Yeah, this could be huge, actually.
So unless there's a Vlad Relic here, which... Oh, there's nothing. Okay, so DB nailed it with a gamble. That's insane.
Yeah, it's such an early gamble that it's... you can have catastrophic backlash later in the season. You have to come back and route that in again, because with Nimble you can just full clear the first section of the castle early on. So routing that back in is really tough, but it seems like DB won't have to do that unless he second guesses himself. So he might just be with like a minute lead already. It's huge in a Nimble seed.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm guessing if it comes to a point where, I don't know, there might be just very few Vlad relics in the first castle, maybe DB might second guess himself and go back to Alchemilab. Maybe, probably.
Yeah, I'm assuming if he chose to do that, he'll probably just skip Alchemilab altogether.
Yeah.
At least until he goes into the second castle. If they have to come back to the first castle, then they might just route that back in, but you see him going back while they're still doing first castle stuff.
Okay, so there seemed to be nothing important in the Colosseum. Nor gravity boots, so...
Yeah, DB will opt to get the Aurochs teleporter and just move on into Aurochs' quarters. This, by the way, is the standard route for Nimble seeds. You do kind of a clockwise motion throughout the castle. You do all the checks along the way. And that usually is the most efficient way to checks when you have the Nimble relics. So that's what DB opting to do, other than keep of Alchemy Lab.
Yeah, I was thinking the Swarm's only advantage right now is he found some money, he found a gem. But I just saw DB found an opal in the Old Rock Shaft, so kind of like neutralizes Swarm's advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. DB's almost one check ahead now.
Yep.
So it seems like Swarm is actually catching up a little bit up from the early peak that DB did.
Oh wow, going full damage with Daddy Pictures. Nice.
That definitely sped up the fight.
Okay, Swarm's opting to skip the vases in the shaft just for more efficient movement. I agree with that. That's good. That's fine.
Yeah, I like that. I usually see DB in those big races doing more item checks than usual. I'm assuming is because he feels comfortable with his movement and just knows that he can waste a little bit of time checking items to try and get an advantage because his movement is so consistent.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay, nothing important, that sword card.
Yeah, so since they didn't find Mist and Jewel of Open, they won't be able to check Silver Ring right now, so I'm assuming both players will make their way into the castle keep of the game. They can full clear that area, so it makes sense to go there from this position.
Let's see if they can get the cutscene skip here at Hippogriff.
Yeah,
that's something relatively new. Yeah.
That saves how many seconds, ASD, do you know?
Probably like at least 5 seconds, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much, but it's really cool to get. Like, DB's going for it.
Yeah, he's a little bit behind, so he's...
Oh.
Yeah. There's a proper setup for that Decalvision came up with, which is 100% consistent to do it right.
Yeah, you have to line up with the building in the painting, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good setup.
Yeah, it's a perfect height for that. It's a very hard trick to perform, so it happens every once in a while. He's alive.
Okay, so Swarm going for a few extra item checks. I can't really blame him for this. I'm a very, very big fan of like early game checks because they can give you advantages. Not so much in this preset because you basically start with everything. But you might luck out and find some like library. Oh, Swarm got the skip. Very nice.
Oh, nice. More time saved for Swarm. And there we have it. The first letter relic in the seed, the Reba Vlad. Bonners, rise up, by the way.
Stole the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, Swarm Believers. It's looking good for you guys because DB skipped 2 checks and Swarm is catching up.
I don't know. Like, it might be just smooth moves. Honestly, like DB's not playing bad, but Swarm is just cruising.
Yeah, Swarm has been playing a lot lately, especially Nimble, I think, is his strongest preset. So I was actually kind of surprised that DB chose that to be the first set. But yeah, DB is really good at everything, so he was probably a 50-50 at that point.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about DB, like, you can be really good at one preset, but DB is just good at everything, especially wing smashing, so...
So yeah, since they didn't find anything in the castle keep area...
did you see if DB did the attic checks?
DB didn't do the attic checks, no.
Okay, let's see if Swarm lucks out and finds him. He got baited! There was a meal ticket. That's so unlucky.
There's a shield rod there. If there's a lot of shield in the seed, that can help with damage, but just barely because Duplicator plus Buffalo Star, if you have a second Trovo, does a lot of damage. So
yeah, I'm guessing Shield Rod and Undercard Shield can only save time in the second castle because some of the chunkier bosses are in the second castle, like Galamoth and whatnot.
Yeah, I wouldn't equip it in the first castle in the Nimble Seed. I agree.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Buffalo Star. Nice.
Yeah,
And we
DB
got our
chose to
second
skip
Vlad Ray.
that. Oh yeah, Eye of Lead in the elevator. So no progression as of yet for either racer. It's gotta be in the library. So DB is the first to get here. He will be the first to find progression here.
I think if I were DB right now, I'd be sweating a little bit because he skipped Alchemy Lab. And
Yeah.
he's like down to 2 checks. Little does he know, he actually chose correctly.
Ooh, and Holy Glass is the first progression of the seed, most likely. So probably the seed wants both players to go to the second castle in order to get the next step in the progression. That's really rough to see.
Yeah. I mean, at least even if you go to the second castle quite early in the game, you've got like movement options. Like the problem with going to the second castle early is you're like unleveled, you have very bad equipment, and you cannot really move comfortably through the second castle. But this is not the case really. So it's just I don't know. It's fine in this preset in particular.
Yeah, for sure. And there actually is an Alucard shield in the shop, so Swarm might take advantage of that. Save a little bit more
Nice.
time in the second castle.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna benefit him.
Love to see DB opening the map. No matter how skilled you are at the game, you are prone to errors, so it doesn't hurt to take a half tech time loss to just open the map and make sure that you're going where you need to go. But yeah, DB will be the first to go into the second castle, while Swarm does his shopping here.
Oh, he missed the undercut shield. Go up, go up, go up. There you go. Nice.
Saw it. Nice. Yeah. Very quick menu in the shop there for Swarm. DB spent a little bit more time. Oh yeah, Swarm actually caught up a decent amount there. Oh,
Wait,
and DB is
DB
routing back in.
No.
Oh, that is
So
very rough.
He did second guess himself. Ah.
Yeah, that's gonna cost. Because now Swarm is gonna be the first into the second castle. And DB, after he does the second Alchemy Lab check, he won't have a very practical way to get into warp. So more time loss, fortunately.
He can take the elevator shortcut, like after Slugger and Gaibon, and he can just drop down, and I think it's faster than library cutting out.
Yeah, I agree. Does he have a library card though? I don't think so, right?
Oh yeah, no library cuts. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
You two got baited by the meal ticket in Eric. I see.
It was a library cut in my heart. But yeah, that's the thing with like fast presets like this. Just one quick decision, one like wrong thought that crosses your mind, and then it's all over.
Yeah, it's a very punishing preset for sure. One decision, you're probably out of the race, especially at this high of a level from both players.
Yeah. So Swarm gets the flashlight to the second castle at 14:10.
That's a very good point, actually, SD. I forgot to add a timer to the screen, so I'll fix that for number 2.
I'm guessing DB is going to be like about a minute 10 behind, probably. Of course, Swarm is going left.
Yeah, I would expect nothing else from him. To be honest, he's a very big believer in left side, best side. I'm not sure I agree. Tend to go more right
left
side.
Left side, best side until it isn't. You just have to guess right sometimes.
Oh, and DB also gets baited by the meal ticket in the attic. Oh yeah, this is where the damage advantage for Swarm will start to really count. Second castle boss. Ooh!
Oh wow, Jewel of Open. Interesting.
What a seed.
Indeed. And he opened the warp, so if he checks like the rest of the second castle, he's got a quick way to get to the first castle after this.
Yeah, I recently had a seed where Holy Glasses was the first progression, and I found Jewel really early and went back, and it was bait. Very unlikely, but it was
no
bait.
Way.
Both Jewel
I refuse to believe that.
and Spike Breaker as well. So Echo was there, and it was bait. So I think that must have been in his mind. He's doing more checks in the second castle before going back, which I think is a fine decision. It makes sense.
By the way, DB was like more like 1.5 minutes behind Swarm because the flash for the second castle was at 15:42.
Ooh.
So looking kind of rough right now for DB.
Yeah, 90-second, a very big lead in both seats. DB can make that up with some good decisions, like going right. That might be a good decision, or maybe even going
That's
back.
Funny. Did he not check? Oh, okay, he's just checking fit up for the items. Okay, I got scared for a second there because I thought he missed Jewel of Open.
Yeah, I like doing those checks. It's guaranteed usable items, so he has a little bit of a higher chance of being a library card or something else useful. And DB's going back.
Crazy.
Back to the first cast. So I guess it's the only location where Jewel of Open is that you can actually consider going back. Anywhere else, you at least go up until a warp.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense because you're following logic, and there's like not a very high possibility of like another relic like Mist or maybe I don't know Merman statue to be at the same level of complexity and then have progression of that relic. So that's a fine choice.
Yeah. Yeah, both choices from both players are very solid. It just comes down to player preference and how nice the seed will be to one and not the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, without a library card, I think I prefer what DB is doing here. Following complexity on a nimble seed is very powerful because it's a minimum 6 complexity, but there's only 8 possible progression items / relics. So it tends to be very linear. And if you can do anything out of logic, it usually is very powerful. So right now, the players haven't seen Echo of Bat, which is in logic for alongside Bat to check the Spike Breaker location. So DB will be able to do that out of logic if Echo is not in the caverns. That can be really powerful and really swing the race on his favor.
Yeah. We just saw Swarm melt Doppelganger 40. I mean, without a card shield, anything really is just a breeze. So yeah.
And yeah, Swarm isn't really getting anything here by staying in the second cast. So both Creature and Doppelganger 40 didn't have anything. And that's the thing. There is a possibility that the other 2 remaining random Vlad relics are in the caverns. So Swarm might be checking the second castle for no reason.
That would be 3 more Vlad relics in the first castle.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's definitely possible, of course.
By the way, chat, if you guys have any questions or anything you want us to clarify, feel free to ask. We'll do our best to enlighten to the best of our ability here.
I mean, talk for yourself. I'm not here to answer any questions. Excuse me. Okay, so the reverse caverns was empty. There was nothing there. Let's see if Death at least has something for Swarm. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel really bad for him.
Yeah, I'll feel really bad, but he chose left side, so I won't feel as bad.
Fair point. So someone's asking what my favorite color is. It's dark red, closely followed by purple.
Ooh,
What's your
Merman
favorite color?
statue. Wow. My favorite color is actually blue. Very unoriginal. Most people's favorite color is blue, but yeah, I really enjoy it. So let's cut up here with the race. DB found Ring of Lead at Scylla, and the Swarm found Merman statue at Death. So that could be really big for Swarm.
Yeah, it looked for a second like Swarm was gonna skip Galamoth, but he's just going there. He is going there.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea since you're already here. Makes sense. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. I'll cut up with it after this race ends. Well, greatly appreciate every single one of you, and welcome to the channel.
Okay, so DB just checked Merman's statue, the location. I missed what it was, but it seemed to be not important because just there's nothing new in his tracker.
Yeah. So there is a possibility that the progression in the caverns is locked behind the Merman statue, also known as the Holy Symbol check. But
yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, but DB could also skip that by checking Spike Breaker out of logic here. So there's one of the possibilities in the Holy Symbol location is Echo of Bat. So
oh no. No.
Oh my god. There's too much happening. So Mist found by DB at Demon Card and Echo of Bat found by Swarm at the Galamoth location. So wow. Wow.
Oof. Big oof. I mean, you have to look on the bright side sometimes, and Swarm just found a Ring of Lad. Not like it's useful, but hey, it's something, right? It's cool.
He found what? Sorry?
A Ring of Vada.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's definitely gonna increase his Alucard shield damage.
Of course.
That's gonna matter a lot. So yeah, DB going first for the Spike Breaker location check here. He can do this out of logic, but we know that it is in fact in logic because Echo of Bat was in the second castle. So this has a fair possibility of being literally nothing.
Okay, Swarm is teleporting, so I don't know if he's going back to the first castle or he's gonna do like the right side route. I think he should go back. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and DB just found literally nothing at the Spike Breaker station. Well, it was a familiar, but nothing relevant to players. So
did DB skip Grand Falloon?
I think so. He went Spike Breaker first. Yeah, it's a very decent play against the Swarm because you know he hates that check, so he'll probably skip that until his last breath. So DB's not actually gambling by skipping that.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point we're playing like 4D mind games. So what if Swarm actually checks Grand Falloon as a last ditch effort to like actually win the race?
Yeah, that's why I love the 1v1s. There's a lot involved, not only gameplay and decision making, but the mind games are there. So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully Swarm does it. That would be great. So now DB has a choice. He found Mist, so he can either check the Soul of Bat location or he can check the Silver Ring location. There's an argument to checking the Silver Ring location because he can probably skip complexity.
Yeah, of course.
And it seems like that's what he's doing, which makes a lot of sense, especially since we, the casters, we know that the seed is very linear now because there were 3 progression relics in the second castle: Seal of Open, Echo of Bat, and Merman Statue. So skipping complexity in those kind of scenarios is a very big deal and probably will lead to the final Vlad sooner than the seed wanted to get.
Yeah. And now the moment of truth. Is Merman gonna hold anything? Was it worth for Swarm to go left side, or is it DV's seed? Does he take the win? I mean, it's too early to talk, but still.
I think in this scenario, Swarm kind of needs a random Vlad relic at the Merman Statue guarded location, which is...
Oh, Super Ring. What is it? Oh my god.
So
yeah, that's a high chance of no, unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the final Vlad in complexity. So DB is only looking for one, and we know it isn't in the left side. So
yeah,
for Swarm to win, it needs to be either at Holy Symbol or Grand Falloon, maybe, and he gets like against his principles and check it. But
I'm guessing I'm trying to like count the complexity for this seed, but I'm getting kind of lost because they haven't found the other ring, they haven't found Spike Breaker, and like right now the only possibility that I can think of would be Merman Statue could be like something, either the other ring or Spike Breaker.
Yeah, it can also be missed, I guess, into the rings, or is that not high enough?
Missed into the rings into Spike Breaker, yeah, that would make sense. That would add up.
So yeah, Merman Statue still...
Yeah, that does make sense. Okay, so I figured it out. DB found Mist in the caverns, and then Soul of That would be the other ring, and then Holy Glasses would be Spike Breaker.
Yeah. So the Holy Symbol check has a potential of being a random Vlad relic. But
DB's going left.
Oh my god, this seed is insane.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's the mind games, dude.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't know, we know, but it just feels bad watching this again. So, DB has a very big lead into the second castle. We know he doesn't need to come back. He probably won't come back on finding the... So it will come down to the point where Swarm re-enters the second castle if DB has already finished the left side and it's going right. So when the routes converge on that, we'll know who is actually ahead. Who would you say is ahead right now, ASD? Well, up until half a minute ago, DB was 2 Blood Relics ahead, so I'm gonna say DB is ahead right now. Even with the left side? Yeah. Yeah, because Swarm's checking Holy Symbol, which is nothing. Just got baited. Oof. Yeah. So, and that check takes like a minute and a half, so... Yeah. Oh, Kido has like a very great question here that I wasn't paying attention when it happened. Did DB get the reverse keep warp? I think so, yeah. Yeah, I saw him struggle with some gravity jumps, so I think he did. Nice. Yeah, that's a very big deal if you're going left side. Okay, so right now, both players are checking locations that we already know, the relics. So Yeah, but no one's showing love for the right side. That's
It was the correct decision, as it always is. So I'm not being biased here. I'm just being like precise. Right side is
of
always
course.
correct. But yeah, chat, now is a great time for any questions. If you have, we already answered the most important one, which is our favorite color. But if you guys have any other questions, we are here for it.
Well, now Penny Do is saying, imagine Vlad at Grand Palu, which I mean, it could be the case, and if that were the case, then does anyone even know how to play the game anymore?
Yeah, there's no way. Farm checks and Falun here. He will be missing 2 Vlad relics, but he knows one of them is the complexity one, so no way he checks it now. So I'm kind of hoping it is there just to see the
just
chaos.
for the lulz, just for the lulz. Yeah.
Okay, my favorite animal has to be dog. Again, very vanilla answer, but
yeah, I'm copying your answer. Dogs are great.
It is what it is. And what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Whoa, Eldritch.
That is super fast.
8 frames per second? I don't know. Favorite pizza?
Oh, that's a good question.
Go ahead, SD. I want to hear yours first.
My favorite pizza is... Oh, I can't really pick a favorite pizza. It's like picking your favorite movie. There's like the right pizza, the right movie for every occasion.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I do have a favorite one. And I'm not sure if it's popular anywhere else other than Brazil. But
please don't say like Hawaiian pineapple. Please don't say that.
That's my second on the list.
Ooh,
I love
no.
pineapple in pizza. It's a great combination. But yeah, I think my favorite has to be like 4 cheeses. So it's mozzarella.
Yeah, 4 cheese.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, so that's the one.
But yeah, back to the seed. We just saw Swarm just ditch the entirety of the catacombs, which is probably the way to go if he's like this far behind. Unless Grand Falun actually had something. Which, you know, at this point, I think they might be tied because, or actually maybe Swarm might be just a few seconds ahead. Because if he goes back to the second castle and he goes right side and the last red relic is there, then he's going to be ahead, I think. Unless DB decides to skip Grand Falun.
Galamot, you mean, right?
Galamot. Excuse me.
If DB skips Galamot, I think they're tied. Oh, he actually just skips the grabbing the Merman statue. The disrespect. Wow.
Based. Yeah.
Oh, he's skipping. Wow.
He's skipping. That's insane.
That's huge brain. 500 IQ check. That's insane.
Okay, so DB is ahead, but they're pretty much, I'm not going to say tied, but it's going to be a close one. Especially with Swarm's damage output. Oh
yeah, Swarm has the damage advantage, so DB probably needs to enter the drag fight a good, I don't know, 10 seconds ahead at least to finish first.
Nah,
wow.
I think DB's got it. Oh, no, he got another card shield as well.
Oh, yeah, so... what a race, ladies and gents. So,
yeah.
Is it gonna be on the remaining 2?
Actually,
no, 3 checks.
You know what? I'm gonna be like really evil right now, and I'm gonna say Grand Falun has it.
Yeah, I was about to ask that if you guys think it is at Grand Falun or it is in the second castle. So let's do a quick manual poll here. Type 1 in the chat if you think the last red relic is in the second castle, and 2 if you think it's at Grand Falloon, just so we know where chat stands. Mott just typed 7, so nice.
See, DB about to melt Akmadan. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, the odds right now are 1 in 4 for Grand Falloon. There's 3 checks remaining in the second castle and only 1 in the first
That's
castle.
realistic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not there.
1 in 3? Oh my god. So tense.
What's DB doing? He's like doing some weird save split or what? For Beelzebub, right?
Oh, he's probably save splitting and he's going up to B's, and if it's not in, he will save split here and go to Grand Falloon, maybe?
Wow.
That's
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very big brain. That's to think of that in a race, I could never. That's insane. But
So actually, if Grand Falloon has the last Rat Relic, then this is gonna be like the opposite of a Swarm Seed, because left side was wrong, and then Grand Falloon had something.
yeah, the exact opposite. And I'm pretty sure Swarm was the one that generated the seed, so I'm not sure what happened there, but man seems to be angry at Swarm.
Yeah.
But now, because of that save split, Swarm is almost caught up here. So 3 to 5 second difference only, starting the trio fight.
What is it gonna be? It's nothing.
Oh my god, that's insane! So 50-50, Beelzebub or Grand Falloon. Which is it gonna be? Oh my god, that's insane. What a first race.
A beautiful lagless room by DB.
Oh!
Nice.
Nice. 2 legless by both runners. That's awesome. Very tough trick to pull off. Great fight by
It's
DB.
gonna be the bee's knees. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
So yeah, it's gonna be insanely close. Let's see. DB is gonna exit the reverse alchemy lab at 38 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, keep us updated on the timer, please, because
Will
the
do, will do.
host forgot. So yeah,
And Swarm is 8 seconds behind.
8 seconds.
8 seconds.
Wow,
Yes.
they did completely opposite routes and skips and everything, and it comes down to 8-second difference. That's insane.
Indeed. Well, I mean, you get some, you skip some. DB skipped Galamoth, Swarm skipped Catacombs.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess it kind of like balances out.
sure. Okay, so very synced here.
Yeah, and like these seconds when you're waiting for the roof to open, those are like the longest seconds of your life, because you know at any minute, at any second, your opponent could call time and then it's over for you.
Okay, so quick question: which is longer, those seconds or the seconds you spent in front of the microwave when you're
Oof.
heating up your food?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say it depends on how good your food is.
So in my case, it's just the Sultan seconds for sure. My food sucks. Okay, so DB ahead here.
Yeah. It's going to be such a close race.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's insane. And there we go. GG's. Blitz takes first race. So 1-0 for Mr. Blitz. And Swarm just about 10 seconds behind. What a close race. That's insane. Nice.
Okay, so they've had decent prologues, both of them. Swarm was a bit slower because he got a 52 picture burn. Ideally, you want to get like 43, 44, that's like good. 42-second picture burn is like really good. But yeah, let's see what kind of equipment they've got. So they start with a fire sword, which seems to be Firebrand, good damage.
Yeah, that's a good sword for early game for sure. Not quite good enough to finish the game on its own, but it's decent for the first couple of minutes in the game.
Yeah.
So again, this is a safe reset chosen by Swarm after DB banned Warlock. So you want to give us the gist of it, ASD?
Yeah, just a second. I'm gonna track when DB gets to the room where Death steals your stuff, just to calculate how far behind Swarm is. He got there. He got there at 1:52, and Swarm is getting there at 2 minutes. So again, 8 seconds delay.
Yeah, nice.
8-second difference actually. But yeah, going back to your question, safe is basically kind of like the vanilla game but randomized. That means it requires the same number of steps as the vanilla game for you to finish the game. This means usually slower paced seeds because, like you're seeing right here, they're starting with Jewel of Open. Usually these seeds take anywhere between like 50 minutes and an hour and 10 on average. So yeah. Expect lots of suffering from this seed.
Yeah, and one of the big deals about this, other than complexity, which is high, is the random item sprites and stats. So yeah, that's gonna be another skill set shown by both runners here. The many times they will be trying to optimize that as much as possible, because you can actually waste so much time in menus that random. Insane how much time you can face losing because of how much time you spend in the menu.
Yeah. So this preset in that aspect requires a lot of brain power because, like for example, in the shop you have to be very careful not to miss any important descriptions. An important detail about random sprites is that the description is always right, with like very few exceptions. So imagine you're like going through the list of items in the shop, and you miss a sword that does not look like Chrysogrim, is not named Chrysogrim, but the description says, what was the description again? Slices. Yeah, dice is the enemy, or whatever it was.
Countless blades, dice enemies, yeah.
Thank you, Mateus. So if you miss the description, then you've just missed the Chrysogrim, and that's a pretty big deal, to be honest.
Yeah, even though the stats are also randomized, so you can find the Chrysogrim with very low damage, it's still triple hits. So probably worth to have in your inventory for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so DB like 6 seconds ahead, more or less. Swarm did make up for a bit of time, but he got poisoned at the end of the alchemy lab there. That was unlucky. But still, like, anything could happen as of now.
Yeah, beginning of seeds are usually very open.
Oh my.
DB's keeping Spirit Orb. What?
What is happening?
Dude, DB with the very niche place. Keeping Alchemy Lab in the first seed, and now it's keeping Spirit Orb. Wow. That can be huge.
I don't know.
Oh my god!
No fucking way!
What? A duplicated draw for a Swarm? That's insane.
What?
Wow. Thank god the prediction's already over.
crazy.
And he has like a block on knife, power of sire. Wow, he has stuff to.
I mean,
to
I
work
wouldn't
with.
use the Boaka knife for this because it's very slow. You cannot really shield dash with it. But
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Flame
The
Star.
Flame Star is
better.
good. There we go.
Yeah. And an
And
anti-venom.
semi-frames.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, that's looking better. Nice.
Oof. So the relic check on Spirit Orb didn't have anything, but Swarm got kind of rewarded by going there because of the drop.
Yeah. Now I want to hear the post-game interview after this.
Yeah, Swarm.
Okay, DB going straight to the library? What's going on in this seat?
Yeah, I think I like going straight to the library. In
I mean, but
this scenario, maybe he wants to go keep from Outer Wall, so there's that.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if I found Jewel of Open at Outer Wall, say at Soul of Wolf, then I would consider going to keep because that's actually a good play.
Mm-hmm.
But going all the way to Outer Wall just to get to keep, I don't know how I feel about that. I'd say I think Swarm's doing the right thing here. And if you go down to the caverns, it's a 2 in 3 chance of finding progression. Granted, that progression might be Leapstone, which doesn't really get you out of the caverns, and it makes you backtrack quite a little bit, but still.
Yeah, and since there's the recently discovered bridge skip, you can also
True.
Go down, get one out of logic check, which is the demon card, and get the caverns warp. So that can also be a huge deal.
Yeah, the only problem with that strat is if you go down without movement upgrades, you cannot get back up. So you have to commit to it.
Yeah, you either do a safe split above Sela here.
Yeah, or do a safe split. Yeah.
Okay, so
DP's
first check.
There it is, Gravity Boots. Okay, so already looking pretty good for Swarm, not only because of Duplicator, but because of Gravity Boots.
Yeah, now the play would probably be just to go down into the Merman statue check and escape from there to do Alchemy Lab. Do you agree with that?
Hold on, I'm just watching Swarm's feed.
What?
He was trying to meal ticket dash, but you can't do that with food items, only with a meal ticket.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate because conduct dashing would have been amazing.
I actually have an emote for that, so just it's not mine. Where is it?
So
there we go.
So, what was your question again?
What would be the optimal route for finding Gravity Boots there? Would you go down, check Merman statue, and then do Alchemy Lab from there?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. I mean, if I'm really scared and I don't know what the seed's gonna throw at me, and I'm feeling, I don't know, gambly, I could go down. I could check Demon card and then open the warp, then get back up, and then do Merman into Alchemy Lab.
Ooh, that's actually way better. I like that way much better.
It's a bit slow. It's a bit slow because you're not guaranteed to find progression at Demon card, but it's still a good check and a good warp to have in case you find Merman statue later on.
And Crazy actually has a great point here. Swarm has been known to practice and be really consistent at checking Spike Breaker with iframes and Hellfire and stuff. So he might be going down and doing that out of logic. That would be huge.
But I have a question. I know he can do it with Wolf. He can do it with Leapstone, but can he do it with only Gravity Boots?
I think so.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
What?
That's flight.
But it's out of logic, right?
Yeah. Do you know what this means? This is a Wolf seed.
This is a Wolf seed?
Yes. So the progression is Gravity Boots into Wolf and Power of Wolf into the mines just to get flight.
Yeah, that's one possibility for sure. Yeah, it could also be like Bat somewhere else. But since DB has Power of Wolf, it does make sense that it's Wolf seeds. Wow, that's insane.
finding bad early in the game is not impossible, but it's so rare that I don't think Flight's gonna be bad.
Yeah, that does make a lot.
Yeah.
DB didn't find much as progression goes in the outer wall and library locations. So will he opt to go to keep from here?
It looks like it. Nope, he's going down to the caverns.
Yeah, a little bit too late. But Swarm's keeping Grenfalloon.
Of course.
He did the item checks and he's going back. Yeah, potion here would definitely help Swarm do this. So, behold, people, Swarm doing Spike Breaker out of logic. It's 0 transformations and no Spike Breaker.
That's some insane tech, man. And he got it first try, like no hiccups, no nothing. Insane play from Swarm.
Yes, so
insane.
Good. GG's to Swarm. That was insanely skillful. That's awesome.
And he gets rewarded with some gem-looking items, which are going to be good for the shop. And it's very...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, I will. It's very rare for a Spike Breaker not to have anything, and it's a ring. That's going to be important, for sure.
Yeah, it's Silver Ring. That trick that Swarm does he have a library card? No, I think he is able to escape that room without major issues, so he should be fine.
Okay, so DB is going down into the mines. I think he's gonna be a bit nervous when he finds gravity boots.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if DB knows or is practiced enough in this Spike Breaker out of logic check with the gear that they have now. So Swarm might be way ahead here if DB doesn't do that right now.
Yeah. Now, what's Swarm gonna do? Is he gonna check? I mean, if I was him, I would not open the warp, really. Because, I mean, I would combine, given the case, I would combine Holy Symbol check with Succubus. So I would go from above, from Marble Gallery. But, you know, it could come in handy. We'll see.
If this is truly a wolf seed, then go Marble Gallery, check the symbol location way faster. Duplicator was a random drop on the... What's it called? The enemy?
The Voodoo Dolls.
Yeah. Is it actually called that?
No idea. My casual knowledge of this game is very limited.
I was thinking marionette or something, but might be wrong.
But I think in this game they're called like Cursed Doll or something, not marionette.
Chat, help us out here. Yeah, marionette. Nice, thank you.
Okay, then I apologize.
How dare you, ASD? How dare you?
I know. I mean, we never grab what's it called, a fairy scroll. So I have an excuse.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so DB opting to go down into the mines and then the catacombs, and Swarm already full cleared that area and is checking the Merman statue location right now. So,
let's see what he finds. Oh, DB went down. Okay, that's good. Huh.
Yeah, that's actually a very decent play by DB there.
Yeah.
I would probably do the route we discussed earlier, like Merman, and then Alchemy Lab, but DB got rewarded. So did Swarm.
So I'm thinking Swarm's gonna find Wolf somewhere in the Alchemy Lab.
Yeah, that does make sense.
And
This
DB
scenario.
found Power of Wolf in the library, right? In at Ferry
Yep.
Scroll, I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. This is really nice. Swarm can also combine the entrance check, which is flight locked.
Oh,
in
yes.
This loop,
Yeah.
so he won't need to come back to the caverns and to the Alchemy Lab. So a couple of game sessions finished cleared by the Swarm. Nice.
Yeah. So now we can see DB dipped out of the catacombs or the abandoned mine, and he's doing some density checks. He's got flight, so he's gonna check everything flight locked, I believe.
Yeah, that's a really good thing for sure. It's a good route, especially if he doesn't do the spike breaker skip.
Yeah.
And Ryan, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it, man. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy the emotes, no ads, and everything else. Thank you. Appreciate it.
The thing about density checks early in the game is that they give you lots of information about the seed, and they kind of like hint you where the progression is going to be at. So this is really good for DB, given the rocky start.
Yeah, he might get ahead on progression here. And if the render ring is buried in the second castle, it won't come into play. The swarm skip won't come into play later on in the seed. So by that time, DB might be ahead just enough to let skip not marry, much as we think.
Okay, let's see what Keep has got in the store.
Yeah, first Alchemy Lab check for Swarm. Solo Wolf wasn't anything. Retorb, not the greatest. Numbers do go bird though, so there's that.
And oh, it's a bone. Huh. Bone is raised up. I thought it was gonna be Wolf in Alchemy Lab.
Might be
So
Colosseum.
that means, yeah, Colosseum.
Ooh,
or Fairy card, I believe.
So DB found Spike Breaker and Ring of Lead at the two remaining key checks.
Nice. Oh, so that's gonna make it super easy for him to check Spike Breaker, as in the location.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Very nice.
So will he go warp to Alchemy and do those checks? That's gonna be DB's choice for route here.
So, quick question: how's DB's damage output looking? Has he found a weapon? Has he found something to like do damage?
I think he's using a rune sword. Yeah.
That's not bad. That's decent for the first castle. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, the duplicator will come in much in second castle for damage bosses, but it's also very dangerous. It lowers your stats a lot. So if they are forced to go early second castle, not early, but relatively early second castle, that debuff could come into play for Swarm.
Yeah, it gets so dangerous. Not even corn dogs can save you.
Yeah, you know it's really dangerous when not even corn dogs helpful.
Yep. Okay, so Swarm around the corner in the Colosseum. So if this is not Wolf, that means a fairy card is Wolf, and that would be like a very unfortunate series of progression items if you decide to follow complexity in this seed.
Yeah, it would have been going back and forth a lot in the seed.
Yep.
Oh, it's a ring!
Oh wow.
Ooh.
So that smells like Final Blood. Or Mist.
Yeah. If it's Mist, it's even better for Swarm in this scenario, because he can
Indeed
just check Silver Ring location in a swift motion to...
I mean, yeah, but he doesn't have Spike Breaker, so it's gonna be a bit more going to be slow. Like, he can do the Hellfire Buffet method, but it's a bit awkward.
Yeah, that's gold ring, David. So Swarm can actually check the Holy Glass's location right now.
And if he finds mist down there, then that's going to be perfect, because he can do the entirety of the Olrox quarters. Right now he doesn't have a transformation, so he cannot fight Olrox. But if he finds one down there, then that's going to be perfect for him. Even better, if it's a Merman statue instead of mist, it's also good because he can do Succubus on the way. So whatever he finds down there, it's going to be good. As in, convenient for him.
Yeah, I think worst case scenario for Swarm in this point on is actually Final Vlad. He's hoping to be anything other than Final Vlad, because anything else would with movement and routing.
Yeah. Just please remember to re-equip the dupe. There we go.
Yeah,
good boy.
Nice. Right away. That's important. Let's not waste the single throwable end potion you have. Indeed, Eldritch, we're clocking tower.
Okay, let's see what we find down here. And let's also see if DB opts to go up the Olrox shaft.
Ooh, there's a very interesting play for DB here. He might opt to not get the gold ring right now.
Oh, it's Final Vlad. That's crazy.
Ooh, worst case scenario for Swarm. It's really good, but it's actually worst case scenario.
Yeah,
so DB is actually checking, grabbing the gold ring. There was an argument to just remembering that it's there and coming back later, because you might have missed whenever you need to come back. That would speed up the fight, since you only use that ring when you're really close to the Colosseum area.
Oh wow, Swarm's going to the library.
Yeah, he must think Holy Glasses is there. The Holy Glasses is probably at Rocks.
Or is he gonna check Succubus?
It might be Grand Falloon, actually. That would be really hype.
Of course.
Unfortunately, Holy Glasses can't be on the right side, otherwise Swarm would have not find that for a long time, but it needs to be in the first cast, so damn you.
Yeah.
Randomizer logic.
Yeah, Swarm's going to library. So Major Seaman here is asking if a transformation is at the ferry card, and I'm going to say yes, and I believe that's going to be Soul of Wolf, or something that leads you to Soul of Wolf. It could be a Merman statue to Soul of Wolf, and that would be like really unfortunate, because this seed would be like really evil. But
yeah. For DB, that wouldn't be the worst case, just because he needs to go down to like breaker location. He could do Succubus into grabbing Wolf, that and warping out. But for Swarm, that's the awful.
Crazy's asking if Fire of Bat's been checked, and it has, but I cannot remember what it was. DB checked it, and it was either Ring of Bat. No, Ring of Bat. It was nothing.
Yeah, it was a familiar card. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so every card will be checked in a few seconds here.
Okay, so DB is done in Catacombs. I'm guessing he's gonna check Spike Breaker and then dip out immediately. I don't think he's gonna go check Grand Falloon, knowing he's playing against Swarm, and it is Soul of Wolf.
Yeah, ACD with a very early read on the
200,
awesome.
200 IQ safe. See, yeah.
Yeah, safe has that possibility very often. It's nice that it gets showcased here.
Good thing is Storm's going to be able to zoom around now, which is certainly an advantage, especially in the first castle where everything's pretty flat and you can use it.
Oh, there was a Mana Prism in the shop. I'm not sure if Swarm bought it.
Well,
yeah, he has money. No good rings, seems like. I think
so, there was a library card or nah?
No, library card, no.
Mana Prism, sorry.
Mana Prism, yeah. I think chat's saying that he bought it, so...
Oh, he bought it. Cool.
Gonna be
nice.
Huge as soon as they find bad. And even with just Wolf and Power of Wolf, since this isn't lycanthrope, that consumes a lot of MP. So being able to restore it on demand will be a huge movement advantage for Swarm.
Yeah. So we're not sure about the number. Probably the guys working on the Decom project do know the exact number, but we believe it's anywhere between 2 and 3 MP per hit with Power of Wolf on.
Oof.
So yeah, that's a lot of MP.
Yeah, if you're doing like a long hallway with a bunch of enemies and candles, because that
the candles, yeah, like the tombstone hallway in the second castle.
Yeah, it's faster. It drains faster than damage stacking in Prologue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe Swarm started with the Power of Sire. That's why he didn't buy any in the shop. I think it was David that asked that. He has that in his inventory.
Okay, so that means I'm trying to like get one step ahead of the players here. I'm guessing Holy Glasses is gonna be at all rocks.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
There's nothing left to check other than Grand Falloon.
Yeah, although Grand Falloon is higher up in the chain, right? Because both. Oh no, is it?
Well, technically in this seed they're both flight locked.
Yeah.
So I think they're at the same level.
Yes, so that's a really good chance of Grand Falloon having something. That might be an advantage for DB because he still needs to go down to check Spike Breaker and grabbing the ring, so he will be able to...
No, he's got both rings. He's actually checking the last blood relic right now at Holy Glasses. So he went there and dipped out.
He didn't check Grand Falloon. That's not good. Yeah.
Nope.
Sorry, I missed that.
So I'm doing the item checks, hoping for a break card. We all do that. Some cool wolf tech. Very nice, very smooth.
Lycanthrope did wonders for the community. Thanks. Lycanthrope tournament. So DB actually has 3 Vlad relics before Swarm, but I believe Swarm is ahead here.
I think so too, yeah. Definitely in efficiency of checks.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm guessing Succubus could also have Holy Glasses.
Yeah, that is true.
See, that's
flight locked.
That's the problem with dual first seeds, is that like you branch out so much doing checks that you realize half an hour into the seed you've got checks like in every single corner of the castle that you haven't checked.
Yeah, that's really, really annoying. Because you go down there and then you realize you don't have flight and you don't have Merman, and it's really annoying to just route that back in. DB is doing that right now. He's going down, so
interesting.
Has he checked Succubus?
I don't think so. No one has yet.
Yes.
And No one's gone to all rocks yet. What?
Yeah, no one checking all rocks. DB is understandable because he doesn't have Solo Wolf yet, but Swarm.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I don't see DB going back to the library anytime soon.
That could be a big deal if he chooses to go into second castle without a transformation. Akmodan could hold something, be able to check it right.
Yeah, so I'm getting trouble, having trouble trying to get into the. Dude, what are you doing?
It's forbidden for a reason.
There we go. Finally,
Nice.
well done, well played. Claps.
Claps in the chat, please.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
Echo?
Wait.
What?
Yeah, so Bat might be deep in the complexity chain.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's bad because most likely players won't find Bat in the seed then because they know they have the last blood relic, so they'll opt to skip a lot of the complexity checks. And since Bat needs to be in the chain now, get used to Wolf and backdash movement because that's all we're gonna get here.
Okay, so DB making his way back to the Ulric's quarters. Who's gonna get there first? I think it's gonna be Swarm probably. He's like 2 runes behind, so.
Is it?
That means they're like even right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, but Swarm's got a transformation, which DB doesn't have.
Yeah, so Holy Glasses, if Holy Glasses is at all rocks, then Swarm has a big advantage.
Weird save split coming from Swarm? Don't know what the purpose of this is. Oh, so if he finds nothing at all rocks, he's going to use that for Succubus. That's actually pretty smart, big brain. Very nice.
Yeah, that's I like that. Yeah, both players showcase in both seeds that movement is really important, but also decision making and coming up with cool route ideas and splits. That's what makes both of these racers top players.
Yeah.
Potato King, no Hellfire doesn't help with Aurochs check. You actually hard need the transformation to get in there.
Okay, so DB made his way back to the library because he knows there's a transformation waiting for him. He's probably not going to be happy about that because this is a lot of backtracking, but still.
Yeah, he kind of needs these because Holy Glasses very likely to be locked behind our rocks, so it makes sense to go back for it. So this probably means Swarm's ahead by decent margin.
Yeah, like the thing is, I mean, obviously there's duplicate, like first things first. But then there's also the early ring check, which he was able to do with like really cool Hellfire tech. And what else did he do like more efficiently than DB? Like he's got the transformation already, so he's benefiting from that.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's glasses.
Holy Glass.
Yep. Now, is Swarm gonna trust the left side again, or is he gonna go the standard right side?
Surely that side can't be a bust 2 times in a row, right? Surely.
I mean, or could it?
Okay, so short card here being checked right now by the forum. Nothing important. So is Swarm gonna go back to check Succubus and Granfaloon, or is he opting to warp into the castle keep area to just go to the second castle?
Let's see.
What would you do in this
Dude.
scenario if you were Swarm, ASD?
Before I answer that question, I'm gonna say he opened up his map and it gave me like an OCD attack. There's like unchecked stuff everywhere. I don't know how he can like play like that. If I open up my map and I see like 4 checks in every corner of the castle, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
forfeit. Goodbye.
What do I do now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really rough.
But I guess if I was in Swarm's feet, first of all, I would have checked Granfaloon probably, and like I would have already checked it, not now. And then I would go to the second castle now because I'm certain everything else I need is gonna be in the second castle, like 99%.
Yeah, it makes sense. There's guarantee that you find. Actually, there isn't even guarantee that you find something in the second castle, right? Because there's 2 unchecked checks that we haven't seen from both players. It's Granfaloon
Yeah.
and what else?
Um,
I think it's only Granfaloon we haven't seen both perspectives.
yeah, the thing is, like, Swarm didn't check Succubus, and he didn't check. Did he check entrance? Yeah, he did check
It
entrance.
did, yeah.
Yeah. Well, then there would be like the unavailable checks: Holy Symbol, Silver Ring, and Soul of Bat.
Yeah, so in this scenario, Swarm knows that he needs something in the second castle, whereas he doesn't have any guarantee that there's something in the first castle. So it does make sense just be lying there. So Swarm enters the second castle with 37 minutes and 20 seconds, give or take.
Oh, nice! I missed that. Thank you.
Let's do a quick lead check, at least into the second castle.
Now let's do a quick complexity count, because I mean they have to find Bat. That's required for the last lab. And I'm guessing like 1 out of 3 high complexity checks must be bait. So it could be missed in the second castle into Bat at Soul of Bat.
Yeah, there's also Merman, the picture here.
Yeah, I'm thinking Merman would be bait, honestly.
Yeah, that's a good assumption. Swarm definitely going left side here. He opened the warp.
I mean, is anyone surprised at this point?
Yeah. No surprise.
Okay, DB making his way back to the warp to go to the second castle, hopefully.
Yeah, unless he's planning on checking Granfaloon as...
So wait, DB didn't check entrance?
Oh, I guess he didn't. He didn't do the same route as Swarm did. That's actually a big deal. There's nothing there.
I mean, but it's like in the back of your head. And... oh, he's checking entrance now.
Oof. So more time loss for DB, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unless DB goes right and then right has all the answers, then this is Swarm C.
Yeah, Swarm's already more than 2 minutes heading the second castle, so
yeah, definitely
would have to be a right side seed for DB to be in this.
It seems mana prisms were really cheap at the shop because DB bought a bunch of them.
Oh, nice. I thought they were a little bit expensive. Oh, 500. Nice, thank you, Eldritch.
Nice.
It's really cheap, considering how many rings and sellables they found throughout the seed. So yeah, this is one of the reasons I don't like going left side. Swarm has entered the second castle 3 minutes ago. He has done only one check at this point. I know the density on left side comes a little bit later, but I'd rather do checks as soon as possible in most scenarios. So right
Yeah,
side
see, this is
believer
the
here.
problem. I mean, in this case, I'm like full right side believer as well, because look at the movement options and how long it took Swarm to get from like the red door to creature. He got tossed around by some Jacko bones, so really, really slow, really sluggish movement, and nothing at creature.
And this next highway is gonna be very painful to traverse through as well.
Yeah, yeah. So is this the revival of the right side? Have we gone back to normal?
Hopefully, the world is right again. It's called right side for a reason, right? It's just
It's
correct.
right.
It's
just
right.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, this is gonna be like a civil war in the long library. Right side versus left side.
We might need to just split the Discord into right side and left side believers. Like a Discord role.
Yeah.
Very decent movement from Swarm here.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly, considering how considering the relics that he has available.
Yaka here with a 500 AQ, just always go the correct side. Obviously, just guess right and win, bruh. Duh. It's not that difficult.
Really simple, actually. I'm not sure what the runners are doing other than like just go the correct side, man. It's easy.
Yeah. So will DB decide to go left, or no? He's saying, nah, I'm good. I'm just doing ways the standard way.
I love this. I actually really do love this for 2 reasons. First, right side is right, so I love that. And also, as a caster perspective, we get to see more checks faster. So
fair point. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so I'm messing up the fight a little bit. Doppelganger.
Yeah, the timing on that is really hard.
It is. Yeah. Oh, I mean, if he gets poisoned, he's dead, pretty much.
Yeah, he needs to unequip the duplicator if he gets poisoned.
Okay, he got back into the loop. Oh, he's missed it again. Okay,
Nice.
Phew. Wow.
There we go.
That's a bit of a butt clenching fight, but he still managed, so that's good.
Yeah, he's through. That's good. That's pretty much all that matters. Point.
Yeah. So I mean, if DB is right and he like going right, the only thing that's going to hold him back is going to be his damage output, because duplicator versus oh
no,
wow, that's crazy.
So as I was always saying, left side is the correct side. Always was. Never said anything other than that. Yeah, right side.
Yeah.
That.
Okay, I highly doubt Swarm's going to get baited by Mist, because that's going to lead to bad, and it's not worth going back to the first castle just for that. Now, if DB finds the other relic at either Akmadan or Trio or Beelzebub, then it's over for Swarm. Which would be really unfortunate, because he had, like, everything went in his favor for him to win.
Yeah, the duplicator drop and the early game decisions for sure. But even if it is like at the remaining checks that Swarm is about to do, Death and Galamod, I think DB still wins in this scenario, because he, or does he? Yeah, that's gonna be really close. Hopefully is up there, so we get very close finish to the race.
Yeah, I mean, we're always hoping for that because those are like the hypest of races.
Yeah, for sure. The time difference entering the second castle was almost 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, pretty much.
4 minutes? That's insane. I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be like closer to the 2.5 minute range, but yeah.
No, yeah, DB was warping into the castle keep, and it was already about 3 minutes. Very big difference.
So remember how Swarm was saying he's got evidence that right side is worse as compared to left side. I think his evidence is like falling apart right now.
Yeah, 2 seeds in a row. Yeah, the problem is DB's still checking swords and items and stuff like that because he doesn't feel comfortable with the damage he's doing.
Which is understandable, to be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. The Swarm doesn't have
Do we
that
know?
issue.
Do we know if he's got any attack or strength potions?
I don't know, to be honest. If chat knows, rescue us, please. Chat, help us out. Do we know if DB has any attack or strength potions that with damage?
Ooh, library card. Nice. Oh, there's the last Vlad.
Oh.
Okay, so left side was not all in vain, but now is Swarm gonna go check Galamoth, or is he gonna actually, go the statistics route and go right side from the warp?
Yeah, Crazy says that Swarm usually keeps Galamoth here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh
Okay,
my
so it looks this is going into a third game.
Yeah,
Very
nice.
interesting.
Yeah, DB will take a while to get to that. Oh, the stream froze? Is everything okay?
I think it's fine. It was only that particular user's problem. Try refreshing the page, mate. Might work for you.
Yeah, guys, you have to listen to me. Left side is the correct side every time, you know? I never said anything other than that, so yeah.
Look how quickly Swarms defeated Medusi, sorry.
And Swarm
And
is
there it
in go
is.
mode.
Yeah.
Nice. So
I mean, DB could do something like skipping Beelzebub, and like that would make up some time. But like at this point, with all of Swarm's advantages, then I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, so bearing a death by the Swarm here, I think he has this in the bag. He's even going through Aurochs's quarters as a safety measure because the and the Minotaur rooms are very dangerous to traverse through using a duplicator. So
I don't know how. I do blame him because I think he's got a power of Saya, so he could just.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, he's got insurance. That's what I meant.
Do we know exactly how much slower this is? Feels like a good 10 to 20 seconds,
right? Maybe a bit more, maybe like 30-40 seconds.
Wow.
Because you go through one extra area, and it's a long way, especially without bat. Maybe with bat would be like 20 seconds.
Yeah, DB making quick work of Beelzebub here, but that won't matter. Because we know that Beelzebub doesn't hold the Last flat relic. Swarm making his way into last area of the game.
Why the grab boots, the grab jump Swarm, and just double jump?
Yeah, double jump. It's a little bit faster in that area for sure. But gravity boots has more swag. Really, player's choice there.
Excuse me, more swag than front sliding? Nah.
Now, front sliding there is stats only, and there's no way.
Okay.
Yeah, Vial stacking is a legitimate strat for damage, but it's actually really tough to pull off on the Dracula fight. You kind of need to pay a lot of attention to when the monster Vial is spawning, and that tends to deviate your attention from the Dracula movement. So I've seen a lot of people die, myself included, a lot of times by using Vial stacks in the Dracula fight. Or might opt to use safer strats.
Yeah, and memes aside, Boaka Knife for Dracula is really good because it triple hits. Like the sprite lingers on the screen for so long and it doesn't get eaten out by the sprite. It does so much damage. It's like javelins.
Yeah, javelins are great. I love javelins for me. Let's fight. And Swarm is indeed biostacking.
Nice. That's cool. Like 10 for the meme.
Oh, and DB is opting to go to creature. Interesting.
Look at this movement.
Yeah, that's the most swag movement we've seen so far.
Wow. That's so
insane.
cool. He's able to chain them so consistently.
Wow. Yeah, GG's. That's insane.
Amazing.
Literally amazing. Yeah, that's awesome.
But unfortunately, this is Swarm Seed. Incredibly well played. Like, basically no mistakes. He gambled the right amount. So, GG's.
Jeez. Nice. There we go. We are back. So just a quick reminder, prediction is up. Vote for Game 3. And whoever wins this wins the third finals of the Beast tournament. So pretty high stakes here.
That's right. Who do you think is better at playing as a dog? Who can bark the loudest? Who can bite the hardest?
Nice. Really nice. So Eldritch, you want to explain to us a little bit of how Lycanthrope works, please?
Absolutely. Lycanthrope is a complexity 6 safe preset where you are given all of the wolf relics at the very beginning. All of the logic is adjusted for the same. All of the mana costs for being wolf are reduced, and death skip is intended so that you get to keep not only a shield rod and some reasonable equipment, but you also get to keep a mystic pendant, which is going to be extremely important for maintaining the MP for being doggo all the time.
Nice, great, thanks. And the first relic here is actually Leapstone, so probably the first progression relic of the seed. Leapstone here for both players at the Q-Dozoe location.
Yeah, it's important to remember that Leapstone actually forces us to chase our logic through Colosseum into Keep, because that's generally where the seed wants you to go with that relic.
Yeah, it's unfortunately not 100% guaranteed that progression is at one of those two locations, but the odds are great. It's actually 95% odds of you being there. Nice, Dragon got the platform skip.
The Spittlebone jump, yeah, that was really good.
Let's see if Swarm also does that, so he can save a couple of seconds on that.
Let's see. Oh no, he bailed. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess if you go for it once and misses, better to just bail and normal loop around.
It's really interesting because for the longest time we had nothing but lycanthrope in the long library, and nowadays it's kind of refreshing to see it anymore.
Yeah, people don't race it as often. And it makes sense. We played this so much for a few months that it's nice to another preset for a change. Okay, so DB left the Alchem Lab at 320 and Swarm at 350. So DB in 4 minutes already has a 30-second lead. That's pretty big for this early on.
The Potato King, you're asking, what are the default rules? You mean as far as preset selection? All of that was outlined in Dragon4gonBlitz'S document for his tournament for the fall tournament. Basically, there's a coin flip. Whoever wins the coin flip gets to do their ban first. Then the loser gets to do their ban, and then I believe winner picks first. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So DB actually chose to skip Spirit Orb, which we know by the Swarm's perspective here that it's required. It's Ring of Lead there. So DB will have to route that in at some point. And Jewel of Open. Yeah, go ahead.
Skipping Spirit Orb is something that was often done by Fire 1520 when he was racing. So it's interesting to see Dragon4gonBlitz doing it now.
Yeah, if Fire was doing something in Lycanthrope C, it's probably good to just copy him because he was one of, if not the best Lycanthrope player. Came up with a lot of techs. Just a great player overall.
Probably still is one of the best players for Lycanthrope, honestly.
Yeah, true.
Oh no, Dragon4gonBlitz getting the old Dark Metamorphosis instead of Soul Steel.
Yeah, this fight is actually taking longer than it should, but he gets through with it. So this fight going a little bit south makes Swarm, gives Swarm an opportunity to catch some of that time back.
Right. Jewel of Open here opens a lot of opportunities. Typically, once you get Jewel of Open, you know that Caves is in play. I wonder if he's going to continue on to keep, though.
Yeah, I think in this scenario, you find progression at Colosseum, you just follow it. It's such a high complexity, very close to safe. Safe is 9 minimum and 8 together.
Yep.
Probably should just follow complex. We saw what not following complex at DB side last seed did to his chances at winning, so he'll probably just go down there.
Of course, the question is probably plaguing everybody's mind as we move through this seed is anybody going to visit Granfaloon tonight?
Completely forgotten, boss. But it's very quick to check Granfaloon in a Lycanthrope C, and move. Your horizontal movement is really fast, so it takes the least time of all presets. Check that. So there's my option. That's
yeah. Potato King asking, would it hurt DB in the long run to skip the Spirit Orb check? At this rate, maybe. Probably the longer he leaves it out, the more it's going to hurt. Because going back to Spirit Orb, one of the things that we've learned with development of Aperture and trying to test that out is that Spirit Orb is actually really out of the way of a lot of things.
Isolated check for sure. So Dragon4gonBlitz doing the Succubus check out of logic. This is one of the perks. This preset, you start with all the wolf relics, and a single kill of wolf, which will get you the gap. Checking the Succubus station. So I expect both players to do this as they're going down into the catacombs.
Yeah, even if they didn't have the skill of Wolf Relic, they could easily use Wolf and Leapstone to just go to Succubus.
Yeah, that's another way of doing that check out of logic. And it holds gravity boots. Ooh, interesting. That is flight, but is, as I said, out of logic. So that's not the intended flight for. Interesting.
You know what that means? That means that our intended flight is very likely bat.
Either bat or mist plus power of mist. Very interesting.
Project Omega says if the rings come into play, DB could always use Forbidden Route to go check Spirit Orb. That, while that is true, Forbidden Route is an extremely long route, and it would probably actually be faster to route it in from Orox's quarters.
Yeah, they still need to do the gravity boots check as well, so either of the two are valid choices. I think I agree with the Eldritch and prefer going from Orox's quarters. The important thing is that DB actually needs check it as possible. Or eventually,
We just
at
got
least.
Power of Mist. You might be right about the Power of Mist being the intended flight here.
Yeah, this is actually kind of scary because Form of Mist might actually be in the Leapstone location instead it is unlocked by Will of Open or Gravity Boots. The intended flight might be kind of buried. They have auto logic flight and probably they do that.
Storm getting a little bit more of a fight out of Scylla than Dragon Blitz did, but he still manages to finish her fairly quickly.
Be opting to skip the Merman statue location. It's another very quick check in Lycanthrope reset. So that
Yeah, there's a lot of debate about whether or not going back to entrance check is faster one way or the other. What it ends up happening is with full wolf, it's actually just faster to go to entrance using wolf than it is for bat or shield dashing or whatever.
yeah, they will have to route that in at some point. They want to be thorough. Oh, Holy Glass is here. Very
Now,
interesting.
that's very interesting. You owe me a Coke. Jinx, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meanwhile, Swarm is over here collecting money.
It could come into play, but I'm like, oh, and Swarm is opting to check the Merman statue location. I think I like this. I like being more thorough, especially with only.
Well, I agree with this because Wolf makes this super fast.
Yeah, it does make it. No holy symbol for either player though, so it's a little bit slower than it could be if you have the best loadout for this area, but still very quick.
If I remember correctly, like if you do everything right, you lose maybe 50 hit points to this check.
Yeah, it's very safe to traverse through the
Oh,
water.
never mind. No more losing hit points to this check.
Yeah,
Not for
Holy
Swarm,
J.
anyway.
Holy J is very good in Lycanthrope C. It's a relic that's a little bit underrated. Oh, and DB actually doing Dark Wolf here. Really
Yeah.
nice. Great tech.
Now, here's a little pop quiz for you. Who developed Dark Wolf?
DB. Suffering there.
Oh, no. No, don't die here. Don't die here. That's bad for ratings.
Oh, he only has 2 hits in him right now. And there it is. Oh, God.
Oh, no. Did he
This-
save?
I
He
believe
did save.
so.
Granolo is saying that he saved. So.
Nice.
Oh, Swarm did a save split for entrance. This is so
Ooh.
good for him.
Yeah, that's gonna
So
save a lot
good
of
for him
time.
because that means that with the death on Dragon Blitz's side, he's losing time. Swarm's saving time by doing those extra checks, knowing what's there. This is going to be a really good move for Swarm.
Now, will DB try again?
Oh,
Like-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You don't get all of the world records ever if you don't try again.
That does make sense, yeah. Ooh, Nice setup there.
Excellent hopping with the wolf there by Swarm.
There it is. I think he got it already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Nice.
Dragon Blitz has it this time.
And
Yeah,
the
there it
beast
is.
true. Let's see what Spike Breaker location holds. It's very likely that this is something in the complexity chain, or even the final Vlad. So it's very good to check this out of logic. Ooh, interesting.
So
Probably.
that could be Final Vlad or a shared complexity Vlad at this point. Because we don't know enough about the seed to say whether it's one way or the other.
Yeah, it's probably final Vlad, but we can't say for certain. Because we don't know enough of the seed point. Ooh, very nice movement from DB. Keeping Spike Breaker room there. Is Swarm skipping the Spike Breaker check? I don't think so. He's probably just getting the warp, right? Yeah, just getting the warp.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine a scenario where he skips this entirely. He also practices Dark Wolf on a regular basis just so that he can have it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But I'm not sure what the point is in grabbing that warp right now. I don't think he has a library card, so he'll likely escape through that. He might have wasted a few seconds doing that now. You'll see though. Is he going Grand Falloon? Oh my god. Oh no, he isn't. He baited
he
me.
always just runs over here to do 7 item checks and then runs back.
Yeah, I got baited. I'm sorry, chat. I got baited. Nice. Swarm using the map buffering increase his consistency. That's great. It will probably mean that he won't die. And he's true. Nice. Meanwhile, DB made his way into the center of the castle and is about to fight Aurochs. Some say this is the toughest boss in the first castle. But DB made quick work of the first phase at least.
We were actually discussing this boss earlier today, weren't we, Mateus? We were talking about how Aurochs is pretty rough when you don't have anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very tough boss, especially the second phase. It's a big boss, so he occupies a lot of the screen and you get hit a lot. And if your equipment and defense aren't the best, then he can easily just kill you. Hearts of Vlad.
Heart of Vlad. Ooh, that's going to be rough. Pun intended.
Yeah, I'm starting to get worried about the Spirit Orbs keep from DB, to be completely honest.
Yeah, because as long as Swarm is following Dragon Blitz's trail this close, like, don't get me wrong, like, it looks like they're in completely separate areas, and they are, but Swarm is not that far behind Dragon Blitz. But the further that he catches up now, the harder it is going to be for Dragon Blitz to make up that time doing the Spirit Orb check.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big issue, but I think the bigger issue is, will Dragon Blitz go back to check that? Because he has done everything close to that except the Holy Glasses check. So it's gonna be really rough to route that in again, as he's doing right now.
Meanwhile, the Swarm is climbing up through the entrance. It looks like he's going to go through Alchemy Lab. All my homies hate Alchemy Lab.
DB choosing to warp here into the Alchemy Lab. So I guess all your homies hate Alchemy Lab, but the runners don't. They're about to check it.
Probably a wise decision to not hate Alchemy Lab.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, DragonBlitz is doing the entrance check. He did not combine it with caves. Instead, he's opting to do it here, which is technically faster than doing it from caves.
Yeah. Your earlier information coming in clutch here with DB showcasing that this is actually faster, and he's opting to grab the Cube of Zoe. I can't help.
The power of Wolf makes all the difference. Oh, party foul. He killed the bird.
And Alchemy Lab doesn't have anything useful. So
Wow.
keeping Alchemy Lab was probably the play.
And DragonBlitz is actually going up through Forbidden? Is that what I'm seeing? No, he's not.
Oh, no.
He's doing Alchemy Lab.
Yeah, he needs to do
no.
Alchemy in his perspective, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's 2 checks versus 1, but it's the wrong 2 checks versus 1.
Yeah, it makes sense. We knowing that. So Ya is asking a question here. Knowing that Mace plus Power of Mace is likely flight for DC, should he have waited to do all rocks till after library? Yeah, that is a very fair consideration.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
boner for Swarm there. Gravity boots.
Yeah, 4 Vlad relics that we know of are in the first castle, including most likely the final Vlad at Spike Breaker. But yeah, going back to Ya's question, I believe that's probably the correct play, trying to do everything else other than Aurochs Quarters, so you can combine Aurochs Quarters with the Silver Ring check.
And Kanava Games came in and asked, is it only faster with Wolf? That is accurate. If you go through entrance with anything else other than Wolf, it is actually faster to split it off of the Merman statue check. But if you have full Wolf, it's faster to go from the teleporter at entrance. It's one of those unique situations where Wolf is way faster than Bat.
Yeah, the skill of Wolf plus power Wolf speed actually caps, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 11 frames. And
You were correct.
Wing Smash is 8. You're able to reverse through a very long horizontal move. Then Wolf is technically faster, but Bat is way more flexible in maneuvering, so that's why you see more Bat than Wolf. Randomizer and speedruns.
Yeah. Kanava also asking, just very MP costly if you aren't in Lycanthrope. Actually, if you are doing it correctly, it should cost 15 MP for the skill of Wolf Charge, and then 3 MP per hit, which is going to be 5 bloody zombies, and at least 2 normal zombies. So it might actually be cheaper than using Bat as well.
And DB actually routed Spirit Orb, so that's really good.
He got it in there. So
And
we know that. So now he knows that there are 4 Vlads.
Yeah, he's about to know
Unless-
because he's gonna do Gravity Boots now. That's where
He's going to do Gravity Boots. Yeah.
it's. Swarm has a lot of money, so will that come into play? Library card for 15k
Chrysogrim.
for 4. Ooh, nice. And Varda.
Ring of
so
Varda. Oh, GG.
2 Vardas, 2 Chrysograms, and did he buy a library card?
I believe he did.
I didn't see he buy a library card. That's interesting, but he probably did. Oh, so DB is opting to just go into the library?
Oh, but he's got 4 Vlads, so he's going to go straight for complexity now.
But yeah, he probably knows that the last Vlad was in Spikebreaker, most likely. So interesting. I guess he's going this way into warping to keep.
You're right. Maybe he's trying to find complexity to go to Second Castle. No, because he would have just gone to the Olrox Warp to go to Second Castle, right? He's already visited Keep.
Yeah, but this isn't. I always thought about this. Isn't this relatively faster if you have all the warps? Because the warp animations take a long time, and that hallway with Wolf is really quick. something.
Yeah,
to be
that
tested.
hallway with Wolf is probably faster than going through all rocks. You're right.
Yeah.
And then you got gravity boots to skip doppelganger hallway, all that. Yeah. Yeah, he's even skipping library. See, he's headed straight for keep. Meanwhile, the Swarm is headed through the clock tower, stopping for Fire of Bat.
So where was Heart of Lead again? All rocks, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so Swarm opts to just go to the second castle here because he also has holy glasses. That could mean GG's already.
Mm-hmm.
So DB is about to do Fire of Bat. Has DB been to keep yet?
What is he doing? Where is he going?
Ooh, what a nice move from Swarm there. Great piece
Yeah.
of movement.
You got to put on those air brakes. That way you stop the dog in time. They don't put disc brakes on dogs. They put air brakes on dogs. Just remember that.
Swarm is doing the keep checks. Familiar card, that ghost card.
Yeah.
Could actually be vanilla. No way of knowing.
This is kind of that point, though. Like, they both know that they have the complexity Vlad, and so they're just kind of doing density, right? And 3 checks on keep.
Yeah, as opposed to 2 at all rocks, and they probably know Mist is here.
Yep,
Exactly.
there's Mist.
So Swarm's
Intended
route.
flight?
Yeah, that's intended flight. Swarm's route might be actually more efficient than DB's, but since DB already has 4 Vlad relics and holy glasses, he might just opt to skip both Silver Ring and Soul of Bat and just go straight to the second castle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Not
so
not
Swarm.
only that, but like you have to kind of look at the fact that the Swarm has a Chrysogrim and some Vardas, whereas Dragon Blitz has none.
Oh, that is kind of rough. Swarm opting to go to the second castle early, and he left Heart of Lead behind.
Yeah, that's really bad. So what we thought was going to happen with the Ring of Vlad at Spirit Orb earlier is now going to happen to the opposite player with with Heart of Vlad.
What I meant, Potato King, is that Swarm, if he opted to go to the All Rocks quarters, he would have had Mist to check Silver Ring in one swift move there. So that could have been more efficient, but the Vlad Relic layout in this seed just made this irrelevant, unfortunately, for Swarm.
Yep. And that Heart of Vlad is a random Vlad, so that means this Swarm will likely full clear second castle before he returns.
Exactly, yeah.
The only way that I can see Swarm getting out of this is if he finds the last random Vlad here in second castle and gets a wild hair up his ass to go check library and Silver Ring.
Yeah, but somehow I doubt that. I don't think Swarm would come back after almost finishing the second castle. Maybe he would skip, I don't know, Galamoth or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But other than that, I think he would probably just full clear second castle.
Yeah, I guarantee you he's going to full clear second castle. He's just like, it's here. It has to be here.
Yeah, so DB enters the second castle about 1.5 minutes after Swarm, but with an extra Vlad relic. So even though he's entering the second castle later, he has the advantage here. He's definitely ahead because of that.
Kind of yes, the last random Vlad could actually be a Soul of Bat.
But yeah, the play of going in this scenario into the second castle is a good play because of probability. So there's 10 checks in the second castle. We know that there needs to be complexity at one of them, at least. But still, let's say 8 checks versus 2 in the first castle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, odds are greater in the second cast.
Kurt coming in strong with the commentary on the meta. Could also be at Grand Falloon. No one's going.
Yeah, are we actually sure that the randomizer didn't completely excluded the Grand Falloon from the pool? Because these players just seem to completely disregard that Grand Falloon is actually a relic check.
Oh, I thought I told you. I removed it from all of the checks.
Yeah, that sounds about right at this point.
I figured nobody was going to check it anyway. I might as well just remove it.
Yeah, no one would miss it, so completely fine. Okay, so Swarm went left side and DB went right side, taking advantage of the Holy Water sub-weapon to quickly deal with Medusa, and that would be handy for Akmodana as well.
Oh yeah, Akmodon's going to take double damage from that. Whew.
Yeah, only 2 Holy Water throws are enough to hit a second castle boss, which is insane.
Force of Echo at creature. That means the creature continues to have nothing.
Another check that people wouldn't miss if he got removed.
All right, we're going to see Dragon Blitz run in on Akmodon, deliver silent justice in less than 3 seconds. Meanwhile, Swarm's going to do some wolf strats here to get all the way over to the reverse caverns.
Yeah, Jay, a couple of, let's say, tournaments ago, so about a year ago, right side was actually the best side in everybody's mind. So the seeds didn't come down to a 50-50 when you enter the second castle as often as the current meta.
Mudzilla asking, where was the heart? It was at Old Rocks for Echo of Bat location.
And Akmodan is down. Blink it and you miss it.
I mean, Akmodon blinked and we saw what happened to him. Oh, it's Silver Ring. That's an interesting thing to find here. Do we think it's bait?
It might not be bait in the sense of having complexity, but since the players probably already have the last of complexity, they shouldn't go back to check it, likely.
I see no reason to return.
So DB making his way into the trio boss fight, while Swarm is checking Force of Echo and likely check Doppelganger 40 right afterward.
There's an attack potion for Dragon Blitz that's going to become very material when he gets to Galamoth and or Dracula.
Not enough Force of Echo, just a familiar card, not useful.
No, it didn't look very familiar to me. Can you show it to me again?
Have you seen this ghost?
Put ghost card on the back of a milk carton.
Haunted card for sure. Dr4gonBlitz taking it safe, getting his HP and MP at the save room before entering the trio boss fight. Meanwhile, Swarm just quickly dealt with top 40 and is about to check the relic that his twin brother held.
Let's see. Oh, it's Spike Breaker. Yikes.
What a seed, eh?
I mean, it is a seed of all time.
True.
Dragon Blitz having a little bit of trouble with the trio here. I do not like facing trio without some sort of insurance policy. Vial stacks, Chrysogrim, Alucard Shield, you name it. Going in with anything else is just kind of like,
Yeah, trio is really, really rough powered gear. Especially if Trevor, right?
Yeah, it is fake Trevor. He has the most hit points out of the trio.
So trio didn't have the last Bad Relic, so DB is making his way into the Beelzebub fight, while Swarm, wow, melted Death.
Putting Death to sleep.
How can Death be killed? That's an interesting thought.
I mean, I think it's been a recurring theme of the Castlevania series that Death is never actually killed. He's just banished. There it is. That's the last Vlad. Does Swarm return to right side now to follow in DragonBlitz'S footsteps before he goes to first castle while DragonBlitz finishes the game? Does it happen that way?
This is actually
Commentator's curse?
Yeah, that might be the case. Commentator's curse, but this is actually very interesting because if DB does the same thing he did last seed, he would probably go check creature in this scenario. And that might just give enough time for Swarm to do right side and library card back into the first castle. So
there he goes. He's going right side.
Yeah. Although it looked like it, I don't think the seed is completely decided at this point.
You know, I want to say that it is absolutely not completely decided because Swarm's combat is going to be far superior to DragonBlitz's. DragonBlitz over here using Gas Cloud on Beelzebub. He's going to have to go fight, all sorts of other bosses with just what he has here, which is a double hitting sword and a whole bunch of spells. Meanwhile, Swarm has everything that he needs in that Chrysogrim and Varda combo.
Swarm is just melting bosses while DB is taking 30 seconds to kill them. Yeah, not decided yet. This is why Randomizer is so good. There's like lots of advantages, and when you think everything is decided, come back on both sides. It's awesome.
All right, let's silently watch while Swarm turns Akmadon into a quilt and DragonBlitz goes all the way across the castle.
Yeah, in this scenario, the correct play, odds-wise, is to actually skip creatures. So let's see if DB chooses to do that, or if
oh, that's right. He only has one Vlad that he's looking for. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see if he decides to be more thorough, or he will learn from the outcome of last seed. Let's go up. Just choose correctly. Come on.
Gave that Nova Skeleton the old Bork. Yep, he goes straight up. He goes straight up.
Really, really good. This might just be for a safe split, but I think he's actually skipping creature for the meantime. So that probably decides the CD.
Yep. Unfortunately, Swarm opting not to do Olrocks, which I have heard talk about skipping Olrocks quarters in the Long Library. I didn't think that anybody would take it seriously, but...
Yeah, we've seen some Olrocks skips in recent times. And it just comes down to sometimes a situation where you've done... The seed took you to other spots, and then it's really awkward to just route Aurochs' quarters back in, because like you're at keep with holy glasses and there's only those two checks, so it's rough. I understand why he would do that, but unfortunately in this scenario it didn't work out because our uncle Aurochs had Heart of Dead.
Yep. He held his brother's heart. You know, sometimes it happens. I guess DB thinks if it is a creature, the swarm would already be finished. That's very true. Part of the playing the randomizer in races like this, you're not just playing against the seed. It's not just you versus the game, right? Like it's also you have to be thinking, what is my opponent thinking? What is my opponent doing? Where's my opponent going to be and where are they going? Dragon Blitz knows that Swarm always goes left side, so he also knows that Swarm reached Galamoth before he ever would. And he also knows that Swarm probably would have finished if both Vlads were in the left side of the castle.
Yeah, absolutely. That kind of counterplay comes in into play very often.
Oh,
on
okay.
Film Race.
Sorry, I saw Doppelganger die in the corner of my eye, and I'm sitting there like, holy hell.
Yeah, that confuses
That
me
would
a
be
lot
embarrassing. Meanwhile, Swarm is getting bullied by imps.
Oh yeah, apart from the Nimble Seed, no bet for the players, huh?
Yeah, like both of these seeds that they played that weren't nimble, really rough on movement.
Yeah, for sure.
Pun also intended.
Oh, DB going back to grab the Skull Shield. Interesting.
That's interesting to me because I don't know. Oh, he does have a Mablung.
Yeah, they started
So he
with Shield
might-
Rod, so
Yeah.
there's that. But where would he use that?
You can use Skull Shield against certain bosses that stay high in the air. Like if he has to go to Grand Falloon, one Skull Shield spell will melt Grand Falloon.
Yeah,
And
that's
since
true.
he's lacking in combat, unlike Swarm, he's looking for any ace in the hole. He could also
Ooh,
use it against Death here.
very interesting route by the Swarm here. Opting
Yeah,
to
going
go,
through entrance.
yeah, because he skipped Galamoth, right? So he must think Galamoth has the other Vlad Relic.
I don't think it's that. Oh, he's getting imped again.
And Dragon Blitz finds the last Vlad Relic.
Last
So
flat. The
almost,
look of relief on Dragon Blitz's face. He's sitting there like, oh, Jesus, finally.
I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to watch his perspective later.
So now Dragon Blitz is going to take the teleporter back to Olrox's quarters and face off against dear old Dad. He's going to beat up Dad like Bam Margera, and meanwhile Swarm is going to be left in mystery, taking teleporters back to First Castle.
Yeah, I think Swarm has a library card, so this is really odd to me because he had money to buy one, unless he didn't. It's very strange.
Yeah, it's also possible he didn't buy one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were.
Or he's taking the teleporter to go to Galamoth.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that's actually a very good play.
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad it's wrong.
Yeah, it's an efficient way to get to the Galamoth check, but unfortunately we know left that relic in the first castle.
Yep. I do not like this mist strategy getting up through this area. I think that everybody, if you have a Leapstone and Grav Boots, you should just use the strategy that I use to get up through there.
Yeah, there are very optimized ways to get worse nimble equipment make
the fastest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you can make do other sets of relics. Okay, so Dragon Blitz going up the shaft to fight Shaft, and then Dracula.
Yeah. He's going up the shaft to fight Shaft, and then he's going to shaft Drac.
Nice, I missed the third one.
This is really unfortunate for Swarm because he does have the better loadout to finish these fights faster, but he did the wrong skip.
Yeah, this is why skipping is very risky in top level races. One skip that you don't get right ends up losing the seed for you. So
well, the talk is though, like doing checks is also a risk, right? Like
absolutely,
it's also a gamble to do a check. So sometimes skipping is just the correct choice, and in this particular case, it wasn't. So
yeah. So
look forward to hearing about it in the post game interview.
yeah, Swarm just saw Echo of Beth at Galamot. Meanwhile, Blitz is about to win his own tournament Tug Finals.
Yep.
Any second now. Ooh, it's not a one cycle.
No, not a one cycle.
B must be sweating, given how close the first race was.
Yeah.
And there,
there it is.
Have it.
And he commits legally ambiguous patricide in the name of great justice.
There we go. Blitz takes game 2 and Tug Finals. He's the winner. GG's to both racers. Let's try and...
This was a hard fought fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's try and get both players here for the post-game interview.
Welcome in and GG's to both of you.
Thank you. GG's. That was a wild seed.
Yeah. Very wild.
Yeah, both
So
seeds were wild. Yeah, GG's, guys.
GG's.
Yeah. I did have a question about the Spirit Orb check, Dragon Blitz. You decided to skip it, and then you ended up going back for it later. Was there a particular reason you decided to do an about face on that check, or was it actually planned from the beginning to just be like, nope, I'll get it later?
Yeah, I planned from the beginning to come back for it. I did the same thing in the Safe Logic seed as I did in this seed as well, where I went back for it. It was an idea that I was messing around with. Like, I didn't even get a chance to really test it out. This was kind of me testing it out in a more fleshed out way, where the idea is if you have one progression item already that you find at like Cube of Zoe or something like that, the odds of what's it called? Spirit Orb also being a required progression item are a lot lower. Worst case scenario, you're missing out on like a random ring, random Vlad. Worst case scenario, it is the progression item, and the other progression item you currently have is either bait or it's like something that you're going to use later in the complexity chain, which very rarely would happen. The idea is, especially in a seed like or a preset like Lycanthrope, where you can go so deep into any part of the castle from the very beginning very quickly. What was our starting relic was Leapstone, I think?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so the idea is the standard route with Leapstone start is you go to Colosseum and then you go to Castle Keep if you don't find anything at Colosseum. We found Jewel of Open at Colosseum. It's basically guaranteed that I would need to find flight somewhere probably in the caverns, which means that I'm gonna, do the alchemy lab again anyways. So when I do the alchemy lab the second time, once I have flight, that's a good time to go and check Spirit Orb to see if you missed anything. It also keeps you open for the idea of like maybe doing a forbidden route thing to get back if you really want to like skip alchemy lab for some reason. But
yeah,
it's basically doing a skip early on so that way later on you can decide, okay, do I need to go back to it? Because it's a location that's pretty like central. It's right next to the clock room. It's right next to gravity boots. Like there's other reasons why you'll be in that area kind of. So you could always be like, I'll worry about it later when I have more information and more movement, hopefully. And that means when you get Spirit Orb or do the check, you'll likely have better movement or more mana or something like that, as opposed to your opponent who did it early and did it presumably slower than you did.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Great.
What ended up being the decided factor, though, was Swarm skipped. What did he skip, Mateus?
All rocks. All rocks.
Oh, it was all rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I could skip Aurochs or I could skip Library. It's more likely I was in Library, so I picked Library in Outer Wall. So it was like 6 checks. Well, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checks versus 2 checks, and I'm like, I gotta go Library.
Yeah, I did the opposite actually. I think I checked. The reason I was skeptical about checking all rocks, I kind of did it on accident because I was trying to calculate where mist was. Because after finding power of mist in the caverns, I'm like, okay, mist is our intended form of flight for this seed. So mist has to be either locked behind leapstone or locked behind or just layer 0. So I was like, okay, it could be in the library, it could be in a couple of places. So I was thinking about saving all rocks for later once I had mist so I can do all rocks into Silver Ring. But then it ended up like the warp cycle had me there and I was like, oh, I'll just do it, whatever. It was like on the way to doing entrance and I was like, I'm already here, I'll just do it. And then nice. And then after the fact I had 4 Vlad relics at that point, and I was like, okay, I just need to go to second castle, and that's why I skipped all of. I think I skipped Merman Statue, Grand Falloon, and all of Library. So 5 checks total, 6 checks total.
Yeah, I skipped Grand Falloon naturally. I skipped Olrox, and obviously like Silver Ring and all this stuff we didn't have access to. And then I did left side, and it would have worked. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Overall, 3 very close races. Great showing by both of you. GG's to both. And just a quick question for Swarm and by association DB as well. Do you guys just had a pre-game arrangement to never even see Grand Falloon? What was that about?
I mean, Dragon. It's definitely a meta thing. He knows I'm gonna skip it, so if we both skip it, then it's not a big deal. It's basically a free skip for both of us. You know?
That's one way to look at it. You do need to have your contingency plans for in case it ends up being a Vlad relic. We didn't have to worry about it today, but for example, I was always making sure I had a way back to the first castle. Even though I think I only did left side in the Nimble Seed, even though I was going to the right side of the second castle, I was still choosing to grab the warp to maybe come back to maybe okay, if it's like been an hour and neither of us is finished, I'm just gonna go to fucking Grand Falloon is basically the idea.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Great
strat.
I think it's a good meta strat in general for 1v1 races. Obviously, for larger scale races, it doesn't really work out. But for 1v1s, if you know your opponent and like their preferences, you can kind of play around it. Because if you both skip the same thing and it ends up being important, then you both are losing time. So it ends up not being like a disadvantage. And if anything, it just becomes a disadvantage for me if I choose to go to Grand Falloon every time. It basically turns the game into either I lose like a minute or 2, depending on how long it takes, every single seed, or I just win by like sheer luck, which ends up not being a very fun or reliable way to win 1v1 races.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Nice.
Now
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, I was about to ask if you had any final questions or thoughts.
I did have one question for Dragon Blitz. What was that Wolf through the reverse, the Black Marble Gallery, doing Skill of Wolf into a jump?
Skill of Wolf high jump, yeah. That's my preferred method to get through there. I think if you have mana, it ends up being slightly faster than the other strat where you just like run and then jump. I've been doing it in lycanthrope races for a while when I need to go to creature. It's just that the meta has kind of evolved where you only go to creature if you do left side now, so it's very rare that you ever see me do it. I think the only reason I did it in the safe race was because I had infinite mana or not infinite, but I bought like 60 mana prisms because they were cheap, and I had all the wolf movement, so it was like this is kind of my and also I was banking on the idea that Swarm did left side, which means I kind of have to check creature in a weird way, or I have to just bank on creature being nothing. But I know for a fact my opponent did it if I know that they're going to do left side, which makes things kind of weird. It's one of the reasons why left side is very I think very tricky as like a just general strat. I personally don't like doing it unless I have Soul of Bat, because I really feel like the time it takes to get through Outer Wall and Clock Tower doesn't make up for like the density of checks later in the seed. But Maybe if you have wolf movement, it's not as bad as I think. I haven't really tested it with lycanthrope stuff before, but
Yeah, wolf is nice. Wolf is nice.
Yeah,
Except for like
something
the black marble gallery, as you were just talking about.
Marble Gallery is not as bad if you do the charge into high jump over and over again. It's not bad at all. You get through there like almost as fast as Bat. It just costs more MP in general. Unless you're doing lycanthrope, then it doesn't cost much MP at all.
Now, speaking of doing strange wolf strats and other strange strats, we saw DragонBlitz take an L to the dark room in one of our races. Meanwhile, Swarm, you took both of those dark rooms with a poise unparalleled. Do you have any suggestions for people that might want to be able to do any of those dark room strats themselves, like besides just practice?
Yeah, a lot of it is just like knowing the ins and outs of that room. Like I've literally put so much time into that room because I was like developing that 2 consumable setup and all that. So I've spent, other than practice, of course, it's basically just getting over the pillar, which is the harder part.
Right.
But soon I'm definitely going to put out a video of all the stuff that I found out. I've got a bunch of different setups.
The only reason I died is because it comes down to really just being comfortable in the room in the dark, like knowing the layout of the room. Because I thought when the reason I died is because I did a panic wolf to try and gain some, like just hover in place long enough to do another spell, and that completely messed up my my timing for backdashing out of the room because I lost air control and then I couldn't leave as fast as I wanted to. But the reason I thought I needed to stall in air is because I thought that my diagonal gravity jump didn't make it up over the pillar. Because I had been falling for a while, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be on the ground by now. I'm not on the ground by now. So it basically just came down to me misremembering the actual layout of the room in the dark, and that's what cost me that like death. And from there, I thought I was just like donezo. Genuinely, I thought it was race over.
Yeah.
Because I was very confident that Swarm wasn't going to mess it up.
Yeah. We also saw at one point during one of the races where everybody was talking about how, if somebody gets if somebody has Spikebreaker and somebody doesn't have Spikebreaker, can they actually do Silver Ring? Would either of you attempted the Silver Ring check without Spikebreaker or Bat or Powerful?
In safe?
Yeah, in safe.
As long as I had a mana prism. If I had a single mana prism, I would. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
I haven't messed around with that strat enough. I probably wouldn't have done it. I'm behind on my rando strats, to be honest.
All right. Well, GG's, gentlemen. That was a really good set of races. We as the audience and commentators are very happy that it went best 2 out of 3. It was really rewarding to see this kind of top end play from both of you. So thank you both.
Oh yeah. GG's DragonBlitz and
thank you. I've never had a chance to do a best of 3 using my own format, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice. Yeah. So guys, just a quick word here. Thank you, DragonBlitz, for hosting this tournament, and congrats on the win on the Tub Finals, as well as Swarm. Congrats on the win on the tournament itself. And
I mean, he still gets to keep the prize money, so he shouldn't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, it's nice that both of you got a win, so you both walk out with pride at least. And yeah, any final thoughts from the both of you?
If it was any other day, it's a coin flip between the two of us. I think like a couple things go differently in any of those seeds, and either of us could have won. So. I wouldn't say that this is indicative of like a huge skill gap or anything like that. I think the fact that went to game 3 goes to show that things are pretty even.
Yeah, definitely.
That was great. Definitely wouldn't have gotten to the rando without you, DB. So appreciate it.
Hey man, you're kind of goated with the sauce, on God, for real. So
thanks.
Yeah.
But
yeah, GG's, everyone. Thanks for being part of the tournament. I'm happy I got to host it and all that. And thanks for hosting this race, Matthias and Eldritch. Appreciate you guys.
Nice.
And
yeah,
shout out
thank you
to
guys.
ASD for commenting earlier.
Yeah, shout out to ASD. We always are happy to see ASD doing stuff. So
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna head out of here. So
Nice,
thank you guys for everything. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, thanks, DB.
Sounds good. See ya, GG, DB.
See ya, GG's.
Yeah, guys, it's
man.
actually pretty late, so I won't keep you guys any longer. Just thank you guys for being here, Eldritch and ASD for commentating, Swarm and DB for putting on a show. It was very, very entertaining, and everybody in chat, hope you guys enjoy. Thank you again for being here, for keeping us company in this very nice evening, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.